What is up, Project Lifers? Super excited to jump into today's topic. And this is going to be episode number 32. And if you are brand new to Project Life, I want to welcome you to the crew. Because on Project Life, what we do here is I build awareness behind different live topics so we can go out and build the most important project that we have, and that is our lives and getting a new perspective from other people who have a another level of thinking. And that goes for me, that goes for every single person. We need to constantly change the way we think so we could change the way we look at life, so we can start living life in a better way. And information definitely helps us with that. So I'm here to build a new perspective, and today's topic is going to be one that I really love to talk about, and that is living on the fence. And the reason I like to talk about this is because most people are living on the fence. Most people live their life on the fence with everything that they do. They live on the fence with their business. They live on the fence with their love. They live on the fence with their relationships with their friends. They live on the fence with the things and the desires and hopes and dreams that they want to go out and accomplish. They and we are living on the fence. What is it going to take, lifers? I'm going to break some things down for you guys here today. You better get fired up, because if you're not fired up, you just need to fire yourself. Just don't listen to Project Life, because here I'm going to give it to you with some real talk, with some truth. And if you're down for that conversation, if you're ready to listen to some certain things that might get you uncomfortable, good. Because when you start getting uncomfortable is when you can start getting comfortable in your own skin, and you start feeling better about yourself. And that's what life and Project Life is about. We want to make it happen. So I don't know if you guys are ready, but living on the fence. So I know if you're listening to this right now, you're living on the fence. And we all are, even myself. I live on the fence with certain things that I do. But I constantly am telling myself to get off the fence. It doesn't matter if it's a business, something that I want to express to a friend. It could be on something that we just need to get off the fence. Because when we're on the fence, we can't go to the right side, and we sometimes go to the wrong side of the fence. And then what happens when we get onto the wrong side of the fence, we got upset with ourselves, and then now we got to jump back over to go to the other side where we should have gone. But that's what life is about. It's about figuring out which side that we need to be on, where we're going, if we made the right decision or if we didn't. But being on top of the fence doesn't help us get anywhere. It doesn't do anything. It keeps you in stagnant. It doesn't make you do anything except nothing. You just sit there, and then you just figure out, or you become comfortable in what you're doing. Don't live on the fence. So the other thing is that a lot of people end up staying on the fence for so long. It takes you so long to get off the fence. You've been on the fence for so long about saying the thing that you wanted to say to that person that you don't even know. You're in analysis paralysis. I did a podcast about this. If you haven't listened to analysis paralysis already in one of the beginning episodes, you need to go back and listen to analysis paralysis. Because being on the fence for so long, it's so much more difficult to end up getting off the fence in one subject or one topic or something that you needed to go and make a decision on. You don't know how to do it anymore. And then by the time you try to get off, you've ripped your shirt. It's tiring. All these things that you can't even do anymore because you've been sitting on the fence for so long. You lost feeling in your right leg, right? That's what it kind of feels like when you've been sitting, and some people do this for their whole lives. And that's kind of like, that's when the end of somebody's life comes, and then it's one of the worst things. It's called regret. Man, I should have just did this. I should have went over here and did that. I should have, I could have, I would have. You've been living on the fence for your whole life, and you've been not doing it the right way. You haven't made decisions. You haven't gone to the wrong side in order to go to the right side, and you've been torn between it. And I'm here to share with you the perspective for you to change your mindset. Project Life Lifers, change your mindset in this conversation. because this conversation can change somebody's life. This conversation can give you the inspiration that you might need to get off the fence of something that it might be a love of your life. You've been holding back your feelings from your wife, from your girlfriend, from your children. You should be not on the fence. You need to become fearless, because that's what's really holding us all back, is some sort of level of fear that is holding you back from making decisions and from getting off of that fence and getting to the place where you know result is. Now, here's what happens. If you jump onto the wrong side of the fence, what's going to happen? A result's going to happen, right? Oh, I made a mistake. I definitely shouldn't have done this. But what happens? It's a result. It's better than you sitting and dying on the fence and saying, I should have, I could have, I never went this way, I didn't do this way, I just stayed right here where it's comfortable. But then you're going to start falling asleep. Your arms are going to start falling asleep, and you're just going to be like the dead walking. Have you seen people? They're just walking. They're like, yes, hi, how, what are you doing? Da da da. Yeah, no. How's life? I don't know. It's horrible. It's great. It's this, it's that. But they are living on the fence, unfortunately. Don't let that be you, lifers. You know, as an example, for me to come and do a podcast and create these things and do things in my life, it takes me getting off of the fence of me being fearful in certain things that I might have think that I might not be good enough. You might not be worth it. You know what? Who cares? Let the market decide. Let your decisions make it happen and make things happen in your life. But being on the fence is not one of them, lifers. Being on the fence is not where you want to be. So this is a really important topic that I always want to get into people's heads. So living on the fence gets you nowhere. Commitment can take you from where you are and eventually get you off of the fence. Remember this. Commitment will get you uncomfortable. When you commit to a job because you might need the money or you might need something, even though you're not that good at that job, but what does commitment do? It gets you off of your comfort zone. The fence is the comfort zone. It gets you out of the place that you don't want to be and into action and into a side of the fence. And getting off the fence and going there might not be the right decision, but it is a decision, and it's better than being on the fence, lifers. So understand, commitment is great, and start making commitment, because commitment, and I also did another podcast on commitment. Listen to commitment. I did a podcast just strictly talking about how commitment can change your life, because it really can. When you commit, you don't look back. When you commit, you're going full force. When you commit, you keep walking through. You keep having breakthroughs because you made a commitment. You made a decision, a hard decision, and you're committing to it. And then when you commit to something, it gets you uncomfortable. It changes who you are, because it changes the perspective you have of what you are committing yourself to. And being on the fence and commitment, they do not have two things in common unless you're committing to staying on the fence. If you're committing to staying on the fence and staying comfortable, that's okay too. But what I know is nobody really wants that. You just decide to do it because it's easy, and you don't really have a strong enough reason on why you're doing what you're doing. What is the purpose? Do you really want to be happy? Are you really also creating a new awareness for yourself so you can break through the comfort? You need to start listening to more things and doing more so you could break through your comfort zone, so you could start designing and creating your life versus just enduring your life, which is staying on the fence. This doesn't have to be massive income, guys. This doesn't have to be something that is something that's super impactful. It could just be something small things. It doesn't have to be. Everybody has different desires. Everybody has different meanings. It's all relevant to whom we're speaking to. Lifers, I'm wrapping up here. Living on the fence, as you guys know, is not where you want to be. And I'm here to share with you guys a new perspective, so you guys could understand why living on the fence doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good for you. It doesn't do any good for anything that you're doing, because you are worth it. You know you have greatness inside of you, because every single human being in this earth is very unique. Every single one of you are very unique in a very individual way. And because you are so unique, you have greatness inside of you. You just haven't put in the work to figure it out yet. You haven't had the desire, and you have to start learning and creating this new awareness for yourself so you can uncover it, so you can change the world in the way that you know you can. You know it's in there somewhere. You know you can do something great. You know that you have something that you want people to see, that you want people to know about you. It's just you buried it so deep inside of you, lifers. You guys, some of you guys buried it so deep. You've been digging so long to try to figure it out and try to get it back. And I'm here to tell you that you guys got to get it back. Get off the fence. Start digging that hole. Start figuring out what it is. Start doing the work, because the work is where the action is created and results are going to be driven from them. Let's get fired up about this, lifers. Let's get fired up about this. Let's get fired up about this purpose, and let's put in the work. Let's share the awareness. Share the message of Project Life. Get on the phone with somebody. Get uncomfortable right now and get on the phone and be like, yo, you got to listen to this, man. Don't just share it on Instagram. Don't just text it to somebody. You need to get uncomfortable. And if you haven't got uncomfortable, I'm giving you a call to action right now. Get uncomfortable and say, yo, Joe, you need to listen to this. Joe, you need to hear what this person's got to say. Joe, you need to hear this. This might help you. You need to get uncomfortable every single day in a small way. And if you want to go 10x, 20x, then you need to do it in a big way. Then you need to call 10. You need to call 20. You need to do something crazy today. Do something crazy today that your regular on the fence self would have never thought to do. And you will start identifying who you really become, because you're taking action. You're doing what you want to do, and you're getting uncomfortable, because that's when you start identifying all these great things about you, when you get uncomfortable. But it's also about not living on the fence, lifers. Get off that fence. You guys like this right here? We got to get it off. Get off that fence. Make it happen. Because you guys have it in you. I know it. So the call to action today is, what are you living on the fence with? What in your life right now that you know you're in the middle? Is it with your loved ones? Did you want to tell your boyfriend or girlfriend, I love you? Did you want to tell your children that you think so highly of them and you can't express your emotion? Do you want to be able to express yourself spiritually? Do you want to be able to tell your boss some certain things that you've been holding in? What are you holding on the fence with, that you want to release and share with other people, or just go out and do? What is that? Because no one knows that except you. No one knows those things except you right now. What are you going to do, lifers? The call to action is get off the fence with at least one thing today, right now. Get off of the fence with something that you're doing today and make it happen. And then do it again and again and again. Just get off the fence today with one thing. One thing that you've been living on the fence with. I want to wait here until you really think it out. Think about what it is. Write it down. What are you living on the fence with in your life that you know you can build new perspective towards, so you can build the most important project that we have, and that is our lives. See you next time.